everybody, welcome back to the King's Court featuring Overwatch. I'm your host, King Nick. I've been gone for a little while. Actually, I've been playing Overwatch because it's a pretty good game. Why have I not been recording or streaming it? Because it's I'm on a break. So me being on a break means I don't stream things that I play. I actually haven't even played Isaac since the last time you saw me record. So I'm actually not gonna play Overwatch today in this video. I don't have too much longer before Ninjabo gets home, and so I'm gonna go through this like the basics of it. Overwatch. I mean, arguably you know this, but you like this shining personality that I've pieced together, and so you've come to see me explain something you already know. I'm gonna get my streaming back up. I say that every time, though. Every time! Ah! Anyway, I have been playing Overwatch with friends. As you can see, I'm level 37 there, under my little picture there. And quite luckily enough, we've got Reaper showing here, who's my favorite character to play as. So what I'm going to do today, Hero Gallery. We're going to go through the heroes, talk about the game itself, and then next time I do an Overwatch video, I'll actually play. So, back. Career profile. As you can see, I play mostly as Reaper and D.Va, as you can tell by the background behind me. I'm kind of middling to crappy. That's how I describe my game style, my play style. But we're going to the Hero Gallery and talk about the people who I played the least. I've never played a full game as Bastion. Bastion is a robot who can run around and act like a general robot, but then he can go down as a turret, and then he gets too many kills if you're playing with a bunch of new players that don't understand that you can just go behind them. Like, really, just play Reaper and you teleport behind them. Like, oh, Bastion's not a thing now. Each character, I'm not going to go through their skins, but each character gets a bunch of different skins that you can unlock using in-game currency here by my mouse, which is kind of rare and harder to get. Or every single level you gain, you unlock another loot box that has these things in there. Yeah, so here's the controls. You can change your configuration from robot to sentry as Bastion. You can heal yourself, and when you get your ultimate up, you turn into a tank that's actually less effective than just being a turret. So yeah, he's the one I've probably spent the least time playing out of everybody, because he seems really good to start, but as soon as you know how to kill him, that's the end of it. Hey, Jay, good to see you. We're just doing a little thing here. Otherwise, I don't play as Roadhog ever because he's slow. I'm really not a fan of slow characters. He pulls enemies towards him using his chain, so think like a fat scorpion. Just get over here. I think he even says that. Again, I don't play him often, so I don't know. He has a shotgun that can shoot short range or less short range. He can heal himself slightly, and he fires faster when he gets riled up. His costumes are pretty cool, especially this one. That's like my favorite one of them, but they're not even that amazing. Who else? Let's go. McCree. I spent very little time playing as McCree. He's a cowboy, robot arm, general stuff. Or you could go fancy with him, and he's like, I'm a sheriff with a robot arm. He was actually recently nerfed because he was overpowered. His fan, where he fires off a bunch of shots, was killing too many people way too easily. So they nerfed him, made him a little weaker. He's your standard cowboy. He fires a 6-shooter. He can roll and reload. And the Deadeye, the High Noon. I think he kills things he looks at. think that might be what happens with that. Otherwise, I never play as Lucio. Lucio is arguably a healer. A healer, that's what we're going to do here. Who heals and buffs or buffs speed at his leisure in a radius around him by playing a radio, because that makes sense. Well, compared to the talking gorillas and living dead people, but that makes sense. He attacks with sound. That's pretty much his thing. He's a DJ of sorts. He has this thing here, looks like a band that I think is famous, but I can't name because that's my thing. His ultimate, he throws a shield up around the rest of the party. Alright, Junkrat, the end of the people I never play. Junkrat is, as you can tell, he's Garbage Can Man. If you ever seen or read the Stand, he's the Garbage Can Man. Obsessed with fire and burning and explosions. And that's what you can say about him. He fires off grenades, he throws bombs, he has a concussion mine that can knock people around, his rip tire, he puts a tire down and lets it go and it explodes. Everything about him is explosions. So now we can go in order. Well, let's not go in order. We'll talk D.Va and Reaper. Reaper is my all-time favorite character so far in this. But D.Va's number 2. She is a... according to the story of the game, what there is, she is a professional StarCraft player, which it makes me happy to no end. This makes me laugh. She pilots this giant mech, and when the mech is killed, she gets out and fights on her own. Eject! The fusion cannon, she has little shotguns. They don't have to be reloaded. They slow her down like you won't believe, but they don't have to be reloaded. She can throw a shield up in front of her for 3 seconds, I think, and she can fly for 2 using the boosters. When she's in the mech, her ultimate is to make the mech explode, and once the mech explodes, she activates this other ultimate called Call Mech, which puts her in a new mech. If you don't explode your own mech, you have to fight your way up to earn a new ultimate to get your new mech. But she's actually good outside of her mech also, but not as good, because she doesn't have any of these abilities. All these abilities are just mech only. I've actually unlocked some skins for her. That's what she looks like normally. But I like the White Rabbit. My number 1 favorite, because of the time you've seen I've logged with him, is Reaper. He's a Hispanic man who is killed and brought back to life by machines. And none of that's ridiculous to me. He does this thing where he fires both shotguns. Do. So you don't have to be accurate with him, which is a great boon for me because I'm not accurate. He can go Wraith form, which makes him invincible for a short time. And you can move around. I think it's 4 seconds, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong on that. Or Shadow Step, which lets him teleport to another spot that he can see with a great distance to it. You can teleport pretty far as long as you can see the ground you want to land on. And then his Death Blossom is just him spinning around firing shotguns. Just, I'm shooting shotguns. Anyway, I've got some skins for him. I want to get this one, though. This is my goal with him, is to unlock Plague Doctor. Alright, so now that we've gone through that, we can go through just the people that I play. Well, that are on here. There's Genji, who is he looks like a robot, but he's actually, this guy. This is Genji. He was killed by his brother, apparently, and his life was saved by robots. Despite what he looks like, he's not primarily melee unless you activate his ultimate, which is entirely melee. He throws shurikens 3 at a time, either one after another or 3 in a row in a fan. He can Swift Strike, which is a blade attack, and he can deflect bullets using his sword. It's actually really effective to use Deflect. I thought it would be harder when I started playing him. And Genji's actually my current project. I'm trying to get better with him. So, he's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I have 615 coins, so you can unlock different skins. None of them really look, oh my god to me. I don't have to have any of them. We'll go carbon fiber. Yeah. Unlock for 250 credits. That's it. You unlock it and then equip it. Done. Hanzo is one of the two snipers. He's not what I would think of a sniper being, but he is an archer who killed his brother Genji, as you'll remember from seconds ago. He has magic arrows. He never runs out. He doesn't have to reload. Oh shoot! I forgot to mention. One moment. I'll be back to that. He has his bow, which is, as you imagine, a bow. He can fire sonic arrows, which let your allies see your enemies around corners by the echolocation, I guess. Then he has scatter arrows that once the arrow hits, it scatters and it hits everything around it. Then his dragon strike, he fires an arrow, then it turns into 3 giant dragons that hit everything around them. He's able to jump on walls and climb up them. He's not impressive to me. If you like him, I'm sorry. Maybe tell me how to play him. Genji, back to him. He has a double jump, which everybody here knows I am a sucker for a double jump. And he can also climb walls. May or Mai. I'm never sure when I say this. I call her May. She's the Ice Queen. She fires beams of ice that freeze enemies and slow them down. The more damage they take from her, the slower they go. Or she can fire icicles at them. It's a longer range attack, and I think it does more damage, but it does a weaker, or it has less effect. You know, she can freeze herself with cryo freeze, blah blah blah, and it heals herself. It heals her while she is frozen. But you're really vulnerable. I was fighting a Mei earlier as D.Va, and she froze herself. I walked up to her and just held down the trigger until she came out, and I shot her in the head. She died. Ice wall. You create a giant wall of ice in front of you. It lasts for... It's a pretty long-lasting ice wall, but it's used to kind of funnel your enemies to where your allies want them to go. And then your blizzard, it does what your ice beam does in a wide area. I'm not good at her. I'm not good with her, rather. Mercy is fun if I have to play support. That's who I want to go with. She is a standard healer. She looks like an angel, except here, she's not so much an angel. She falls slower than other people. It says space to activate, but it's passive. I don't think I've had to activate it. She has a gun, but if you use it, you probably should. I don't know. It's hard to say. The only time you use the gun is when your team is winning by a lot. She has her staff, which if you hold... I play with a controller. I'm playing this on PC, but I play it with a controller. If you hold one button, it heals. If you play another button, it gives them a damage boost. And then your Guardian Angel, you can fly to any ally you can see. Which is amazing, because D.Va can fly. So D.Va flying, and then Mercy can actually fly behind her. And then she can resurrect as an ultimate. She can resurrect any allies that she can see around her, which is cool. Farah. Farah is an Egyptian. She walks like one. I've seen it. She hovers. She has jets on her back. She fires rockets. The concussive blast just knocks people away from where it hits, which is great because you can knock people off of cliffs and holes, stuff like that, and they can't come out. Then her jet jump, she just flies straight up and then hovers down with the jets. Her rocket barrage is deadly if you're not able to take cover, but she can be killed while doing it. Alright, Reinhardt. My second favorite tank is an old man who wears giant body armor and uses a rocket-powered... I'm not going to be able to pull it up. He uses a rocket-powered hammer, which looks impressive. To me, it looks impressive. Rocket hammer, as such. His primary use is throwing up a gigantic shield that all the entire team can stand behind, and the enemy shoots at it. It has 8,000 health? I think that's right. It has a lot of health. No, it has 20,000 health. It has a lot of health, one way or the other. It only regenerates when the shield is down, so you have to put the shield down for your shield to come back. You can fire strike. I almost never use effectively and dislike using it, but the charge I love because you can pin enemies between the wall and yourself, killing most people. And then Earth Shatter I wish did more damage, but it's a fine enough attack. It in a straight line in front of you, you knock all the enemies down for like a second, but it lets your allies kind of mob them. Your team can just kind of, we're gonna get you. Ah! I like Reinhardt. He's slow as you imagine, though. Soldier 76 is your standard. He's your standard shooter character. That's not his standard look. This is what he normally looks like. I just got the young pretty one on him, and I have this one, but I like the young pretty one. He's your standard. He has a little pulse rifle, automatic assault weapon. He can fire rockets out with his pseudo special. He can run. He can run. His real standout is the biotic field that lets him heal allies around him, which as a damaging hero is kind of rare. Kind of rare means means actually rare. Tactical visor gives him 100% aim at enemies he's looking at when he's shooting. What am I doing? Symmetra. Symmetra I love. She's a builder healer. She's not so much a healer. She throws shields on allies. She can give each ally a 25 health shield that regenerates itself. You can do it once per ally's life, and then you have to wait. She throws these little sentries down. They don't do a lot of damage, but you get up to 6 of them, and so 6 of them combined do a lot of damage. They also slow enemies as they're hit. And then you have your photon shooter, which either fires a beam or a gigantic orb. Her ultimate is a teleporter. She throws down a teleporter, and while the teleporter is down, her ultimate won't charge anymore, but it lets your allies move from your spawn to where you want them to be faster. On some maps, if you have 2 Symmetras, you're not going to lose. I've come across this a couple of times. You're just not going to lose. It's impressive. She's a really good character to play as if you can get her sentries down. If you can figure out where to put the sentries, you're going to be great with her. Word of advice, do not put sentries close to each other because characters like Reaper can take out clusters of them if you put them close to each other because he's using a shotgun. Done, you know. And that's not even her real look, but I mean, you can see her real look there. That's what she looks like. Very different from the skin I have on her, right? She has some good skins. I mean, not drastically different, but, you know, some good skins. Torbjorn. Torbjorn doesn't look like this generally. He looks like this. He is, specifically, according to the storyline, not a dwarf. He has a fake arm, and he carries a hammer, which this isn't currently a hammer, but you get it. He also has a rivet gun. It's kind of like a shotgun in that it does a lot of short range damage. And he collects scrap, which he uses to throw armor on the ground for allies to pick up. The armor doesn't regenerate like the shield, but you can get a lot of it down. And you can collect your armor. You can collect the scrap because you can build a turret that you can upgrade once normally and let your turret just shoot at people. All you have to do is keep the turret healed when it's not being shot at, and you're gonna rack up all the kills. Molten Core, which I swear sounds like cream corn every single time he says it, is an ultimate. It upgrades a level 2 turret to a level 3 turret that does not work from 1 to 2, and it makes him stronger, faster, and meaner. And like I said, he shouts, "Cream corn!" Just listen for it when the next time I come up here. I'll be right back with a new video. Well, within the next day. Tracer I like. She teleports a lot. She has these blinks. You can blink 3 times every 2. Alright, you have up to 3 charges on your blink. Each blink charge regenerates after 2 seconds. So you can blink 3 times, essentially every every 6 seconds. Let's say that. It's hard for me to quantify it. But you can blink a lot. It's just a short jump, teleport, kind of thing. And you can do them all in a row, blah, blah, blah. And it gets you, there's one map in which I jump and then blink twice and I get across without anybody seeing me. But, you'll see it later. Her recall, she travels back in time 3 or 4 seconds. It heals all the health she was missing that she lost within that time. And she reloads her guns, which are the short range. They're very short range, but they're like Uzis. They run out of ammo really fast. And her pulse bomb is a sticky grenade that you can attach to to enemies. And if you don't attach to enemies, it's probably not going to kill anybody because it's not a huge explosion. But I like Tracer. You all know what she looks like. She's the de facto Mario of the series. Widowmaker is what you consider to be a sniper. She is recently nerfed also along with McCree because she's too strong. That's her right skin. Okay. I have 2 skins on her. I'm going to keep that one. She can use her sniper rifle as either a sniper rifle, which does incredible headshots, or as a assault rifle, which fires really fast. Hey, Angel, I missed you too. I'm actually really happy to see you come back. I'm not going to be here for that long. I've got a couple more minutes on this. Thank you for joining me, though. She throws a Venom Mine, which does... I don't know, I've never been impressed with how much damage it does. What I use a Venom Mine for is to stop myself from being sneaked up on by enemies. So I throw it down, and if it goes off, I know somebody's behind me. It's good to hear that, Angel. Her grappling hook is great for getting her up to higher areas, so you can get your bird's eye view of the map. And her infrared sight is actually an ultimate that charges up really fast, and it lets your entire team see all the enemies through any wall. And it's incredibly powerful. It's always activated. If you have 2 Widowmakers, you're gonna have the infrared up. Winston's a good guy. He's a tank, which I should probably explain the roles, but I think you can get it. He's a talking gorilla. He has a Tesla cannon. Winston is essentially every science fiction thing you've ever read in your life, minus the dinosaurs. You have 35 subs. That's really good. I'm impressed. I'm going to have to check out what you've been doing. I've been gone for a long time. His Tesla cannon is short range, but you don't have to aim it. So don't worry if you don't have good aim. The barrier projector is one of my favorite shields in the game. It lasts longer than most other shields. And it shields everybody that stays in the radius of the shield. Jump pack, he just leaps forward and crushes whatever's under him. I'm not very good at aiming that. I need to get better, but you do damage when you land on enemies. And his Primal Urge takes the Tesla cannon out and super juices the jump. So all you do is jump and punch. You just you turn red, you gain health, and you just start punching stuff. Actually, but before I close this out, I'll address that, Angel. Zarya is amazing. If you know how to use Zarya, she is amazing. If you see somebody on your team that knows how to use her, add them to your friends list. She is really, really good at everything she does, but you have to be good to use her. Her shields here, Particle Barrier and Projected Barrier, they will block all damage for 2 seconds and 3 seconds respectively. Particle, projected. Projected Barrier you can cast on allies. Particle Barrier is yourself only, but it will block all damage completely. The more damage that both of those shields block, the higher her energy goes. The more damage her particle cannon does, which has 2 modes. It has a short range beam, which is actually longer than short range would imply, and then she has a grenade launcher, which I love because it just does areas. You wreck Bikini Bottom with her. Yeah, so it just does area damage. And then her ultimate's a graviton grenade. You just throw a grenade and it pulls enemies to them, making your grenade launcher way more effective. And same for allies who need enemies to stay still. Always let your allies know before you use that. I do like her. I have to get better with her. And then last and not least is Zenyatta. Zenyatta. He is a robot. He's not a dead person made into a robot. He's just a robot. He's a very zen robot. He's always thinking. I don't really like his skins. I do like that skin, actually, now that I think about it. Huh. So, he is a healer. Yeah, you're Lady Dolphin. He's a healer who he passively heals. Like, you throw your Orb of Harmony at an ally, and then they passively heal while it's on them. You throw the Orb of Discord at an enemy, they take more damage. So you do a little bit of damage mitigation and a little bit of damage boosting for your allies. Your Orb of Destruction, you can fire one at a time, or you can fire just a barrage of them. Then Transcendence, you heal all your allies in a circle around you for an extended period of time. I think this is like 5 seconds or so. It's a pretty long lasting. It's a pretty long lasting ultimate. So those are the main characters. Those are the characters. You got a notification. Cool. So you have four types of characters, and I'm going long on this. You have Assault, which is Genji. I'm not going to go into them all. You have Genji, McCree, Pharah, Reaper, Tracer. I might be, if I miss somebody, please forgive me. And correct me in the comments if I forget somebody. Assault is based on doing damage. That's what you do. You're in there to attack, and you want to kill as many enemies as you can. Then you have Support, which is Bastion and Hanzo, Junkrat. Or not Support, Defense. Bastion, Hanzo, Junkrat, Mei. Soldier 76 is Assault, Offense. Torbjorn is Defense, and Widowmaker is Defense. Defense is set up to kind of funnel your enemies where your allies need them to be to make the offense better and make your defense more able to focus. Then you have tanks, which include D.Va, Reinhardt, Roadhog, and Zarya. I don't think I'm leaving anybody out on that. I might, though. Your job is to take damage so your allies don't. If you're doing less damage or killing fewer enemies, don't worry about it. You're doing your job. Then you have Support, which is primary healer. You have Zenyatta, Mercy, Symmetra, and Lucio. Your job is to heal or buff your allies or debuff your enemies, and that's pretty much it. You're trying to get your allies to where they need to go, alive. Then you have various game modes, but I just do quick play. If you watch me do a gameplay video, it's going to be a quick play. Every week they do a brawl, which is different rules. This week you can only play as defense characters, and you can only have 2 of one hero per team. It's alright. It's not my favorite thing they've done so far, but it's better than the Shimada brothers. Anyway, so that's my look into Overwatch. Like I said, next time I will actually do gameplay. I just wanted to do this as like a foundation video, and we're running in about a half an hour, so meh. Before I go though, I'm gonna throw my Blizzard screen name or whatever into the chat here. It is Nicholas #, because I'm older than you are, 1148. Boom. That's my my ID for Blizzard if you want to add me so we can play together. And with that, I'm actually going to take off. I have to get stuff ready. So, thank you for joining me, everybody. Hopefully this gets me back off my break, and we'll be going. But for now, Thank you for joining me, and you have a good day.